Good afternoon, Chairwoman Kern, Board of Commissioners, and guests. This is the first time in my tenure that I am not delivering the State of the County and the budget message in person. Obviously, we are living in extraordinary times. Last year, I noted how we had turned the corner. If you remember, we talked about the Atlantic County regional economy, and we had experienced the best year we had since 1984. But we had no idea what was yet to come: an unprecedented global pandemic. I would like now to address what the departments here in Atlantic County have done over and above what they do on a daily basis, and along with our budget message. The first press release we issued about COVID-19 was on February 11th to advise residents to take precautions. At that time, there were 13 cases in the United States, but none of them were in New Jersey. From the beginning of COVID-19, we have been proactive. About 2 weeks before our first confirmed case, we took actions by enhancing daily cleanings, installing hand sanitizing stations, and prohibiting visitors in Meadowview Nursing Home and also in our Justice Facility. We also suspended programs at our libraries. Most county offices were closed, but we continued to provide essential services. They were closed to the public, but our employees came on a daily basis. In less than a week after the first Atlantic County COVID death, we opened our first drive-through test site, and we continue to provide weekly testing. Atlantic County was severely hit hard by COVID-19. We had the highest unemployment rate in the state of New Jersey. This underscored what I have been saying all along, and many of you have also, that we have to diversify our economy. We can't just depend on tourism and casinos. And that over self-reliance is hopefully coming to an end very soon. The National Aviation Research and Technology Park, headed by Howard Kyle, is crucial to our success, not just now, but to the future of our county. Atlantic County has retained its strong financial standing. Our top-tier credit ratings were reaffirmed by Standard & Poor's and Moody's Investors, citing our strong management, and they even cite our efforts to diversify our economy. Lauren Moore and the Atlantic County Economic Alliance held its first Flight Plan Accelerator program to foster the development of 7 aviation-related companies. We hope to prepare individuals for careers in aviation, not just pilots, but mechanics and also engineers. Very soon, the ACEA will be announcing a partnership with Israel Aerospace for product testing at our airport, Atlantic City International. Just imagine where we would be if this pandemic had not stymied our efforts. A lot can be blamed on COVID-19, but Atlantic County has risen to meet many of its challenges thanks to the dedication of our workforce. At the top of this list is the extraordinary job of Pat Diamond and our Division of Public Health. They have worked around the clock to provide testing and contact tracing. Public Health has been providing vaccination clinics at the Atlantic Cape Community College, where they will soon be completing second doses. The community college vaccination site will be closed. We're just doing second vaccinations now. Our staff and our resources will be moved over to the Mega Center in Atlantic City at the Convention Center. Nearly 30,000 Atlantic County residents have already been vaccinated, designating us with one of the highest vaccination rates in the state. I want to commend Michelle Savage and the Meadowview Nursing Home staff. which suffered unimaginable losses in the beginning of this pandemic. They persevered when long-term care facilities were hardest hit, providing care and compassion for residents and family members who were unable to visit. And just imagine the heartbreak that many of the family members had because their loved ones could not be visited. And if you don't think that takes a toll on the staff, think again. Residents who depend on home-delivered meals have been able to receive them thanks to the efforts of Alan Knutson and supportive services. Despite the closure of senior centers and nutrition sites, Chris Wilson and the Division of Intergenerational Services have continued to assist seniors and the disabled. Warden David Kelsey and the staff, the corrections officers, and everyone involved over there have been doing an extraordinary job. The jail implemented a 28-day quarantine protocol in the early days of the pandemic. Only 4 inmates have tested positive for COVID-19. This is a tremendous accomplishment when you stop and consider there are an average of about 500 inmates in that justice facility at any given time. The jail earned 100% compliance in its annual inspection and was recognized as the Facility of the Year among more than 500 accredited correctional facilities. The area of public safety, Sheriff Eric Scheffler, Mike Fedorko, and Vince Jones have been instrumental in distributing personal protective equipment from the state and supporting public health testing and vaccination efforts. Jerry Griffin and the Division of Facilities have been tasked with coordinating daily cleanings, supplying sanitizing stations, and putting up plexiglass partitions. This, as I will reiterate, everything I've said is in addition to all the duties that they have on a daily basis. Human Resources Director Liz D'Ancona and Purchasing Director Paul McConover continue to supervise the purchase and distribution of the PPEs, in addition to keeping employees informed and with our updated policies. Planning Department Head John Peterson, County Engineer Mark Shorts have continued an aggressive road and bridge program, sometimes with skeletal crews, but they've done this without a hitch. Greg Brookins and Public Works have maintained the safety of our roadways, while Parks and Recreation have enabled our citizens to continue to enjoy outdoor activities. Forrest Gilmore and Family and Community Development have addressed an increased demand for welfare programs. Imagine what's going on right now with the workforce depleted and people that have never applied for assistance ever, are now coming on for help. They experienced a 41% increase for general assistance and food stamps, an 11% increase in child support cases, and a 50% increase in new medical applications. Forrest implemented limited in-person contact to protect the health and safety of both customers and staff. Fran Kuhn and the Workforce Development Board are offering job training opportunities to help the unemployed and also the dislocated workers. And the ACIA, headed by John Lamy, is administering $2 million in economic assistance for low to moderate income residents and also for businesses impacted by the pandemic. County Treasurer Bonnie Lindau and the Treasurer's Office continue to maintain records of all COVID-19 expenses during a very unusual year. I want to just a shout out to the Treasurer's Office putting together this budget, and with this, under the circumstances right now, I think you'll all be very pleased. County Counsel Jim Ferguson is working to consolidate our municipal courts to provide cost savings, but to be successful, we will need the cooperation of municipal officials, many of whom are reluctant to give up home rule. Home rule is this archaic idea here in this state that you're the master of your own domain, and that worked for a while. But we're grown so incredibly and our taxes have gone up so much that we have to start considering sharing services. There's 565 municipalities in the state of New Jersey. I repeat that, 565 in the state of New Jersey. Now, keeping that number in mind, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, if you added up all of their municipalities, they're still less than New Jersey's. Now, that's an incredible fact when you digest it and consider that, well, Delaware, for a $200,000 home, their average property tax bill is $1,100. In New Jersey, for that same $200,000 home, your tax bill is about $5,500. So if we're going to save money and stop people from leaving this state in droves, the highest tax state in the country, we better start thinking a little bit outside the box and giving up some of the power that we have within municipalities and think about consolidating our resources and doing more with less. Otherwise, New Jersey will continue to be unaffordable. I cannot fail to acknowledge the dedication of County Administrator Jerry Del Rosso and Deputy County Administrator Diana Ratale, and the whole administrative staff that works tirelessly for me and for you and for everyone in this county. And thanks also to Linda Gilmore and her team for their indefatigable persistence in keeping us all informed. Linda fields questions all day long about COVID and tries to direct people the best she can, and we're just very pleased with the way the administrative staff and communications have been working up throughout this COVID pandemic. Thanks to all our departments, divisions, constitutional officers, and staffs. Now for the budget. The numbers I present today are based upon the information that we now have available. This excludes three important items. One, the certified 2020 casino gross gaming revenues. Two, the 2021 election costs that may include additional expenses for voting machines available 10 days prior to Election Day. As you know, we no longer have Election Day. We have election weeks or election month, and consequently it is quite expensive. Just consider the district freeholder commissioner elections in Egg Harbor Township for just one section. It will be $100,000 to redo that election. So imagine the cost of this, but we still must provide for it. And of course, any COVID funding to offset the $2.2 million estimated in expenses. Our 2021 county budget is $232,954,114.45. Though this is an increase, $9.5 million is attributed to grant funds, and that's also with $7.8 million of that for emergency rental assistance. The amount to be raised by taxation is $159.3 million, of which $1.2 million is included as refunds from the 2021 draft abstract of ratables. The largest increase includes $1.5 million in pension contributions and $1.1 million in psychiatric payments, and of course the $2.2 million in COVID-related costs. Our projected revenues are $50.8 million, down $2.1 million due to losses of $1 million at Meadowview from the suspension of admissions and $3 million from the Casino Revenue Fund due to the decision to close the casinos for 3 months and then open them with limited capacity. The current value of the county is $32.2 billion. The county's general purpose tax will be 0.493, an increase of 0.018. That's less than 2 cents. The increase in pension and psychiatric payments and the need to budget for additional COVID costs account for 80% of the overall budget increase and approximately 0.015 cents of the tax increase. And if you want to put that in dollars and cents, that's less than a penny and a half of an increase. As you can see, the tax increase for costs controlled by the county is really negligible. Only 0.3 of a penny, where we have total control over. Our past practices as pay-as-you-go have put us in a more favorable position than most. Our low net debt, conservative management, and long-term planning provide stability. Atlantic County continues to have some of the lowest taxes in the state of New Jersey. There are 21 counties in the state of New Jersey. Our county ranks 18th. Only 3 counties have lower taxes than we do. Now, those 3 counties, they're lower than us, but not by a whole lot. This message would be incomplete without my thanks to Chairwoman Maureen Kern and the Board of Commissioners. I want to thank you for your unwavering cooperation during this past year of sadness and uncertainty. No county executive could be more appreciative of their legislature than I am. Together, we have demonstrated time and time again that Atlantic County is here for our residents. We're here to provide a safety net for those that are most vulnerable, and we have a vision for a better future. I remain confident of the future and that our lives will improve. And Atlantic County will be there to lead the way. Thank you, and God bless you.